Now I'm going to describe the third component of our equation, that is impulsiveness. Now the impulsiveness means how susceptible you are to distractions or how you manage distractions. If you are more susceptible or more prone to distractions, if you give in to the distractions more and more, then you will procrastinate more and more. So there is a huge issue of managing the distractions. Now I have divided the impulsiveness in two parts, managing impulsiveness in two parts. First one is organize. You have to get more organized. And the second one is you have to manage distractions more effectively. So getting into the details of getting more organized, we can see it says that clean up your desk and folder each of your subjects. So if you clean up your desk, you will have more clarity for your work and you will have less distractions in your desk and you will be able to get into the work more efficiently. So clean up your desk. Then comes folder for each subject. If you have folder for each of the subjects, if you have folder for different subjects, then you will find it easy to get the work done more quickly. You don't have to give in to the distraction of finding files from one file after another and another. You will have found your subject folder in that specific folder. So to get organized, there are two simple tricks you can apply or two simple tips you can apply in your life, that is clean up your work area or clean up your desk and folder each of the subjects or each of the work, each of the topics, each of the projects you have. Just organize them. Let's come to the distraction part or organizing distraction part. In organizing distraction part, there are two simple tricks. Switch off your mobile phone and block all the distracting websites. If you do these two things while you're working, you will have beaten the procrastinating habit of yourself. Just switch off your mobile phone and get out of those distracting websites. They are not making you feel good or they are really not contributing anything to your life. And switching off your mobile phone for 2 or 3 hours while you're working doesn't mean that it will end the world. It is not the end of the world if you turn off your mobile phone for 2 or 3 hours. So manage distractions more effectively. If you get organized and manage distractions, you will have reduced the impulsiveness. And if you reduce the impulsiveness, in the equation we can see that it will increase our motivation. Now let's come to the fourth part and the most important part of our equation, that is delay. So delay means the time it will take to complete the work or time it will take to get the reward of that work you are doing. So if the delay is longer, you will procrastinate more. So it has to be managed. So delay management, you have to remind yourself from time to time about your work. If the work is in 1 month, you have to remind yourself in 7 days, To give yourself reminders constantly, you can tell your friends to give you reminders. If they are your good friends, they will remind you that you have to do the work. And by telling your friends that you have a project due in 1 month, you will make yourself accountable to them. That means you have to do the work, otherwise you will look bad in front of your friends. And then if you don't want to tell your friends, there are thousands of reminder apps in Play Store or App Store if you are using iPhone. So use them. But remind yourself from time to time that you have a work. And there is another interesting technique that you can use that is known as Pomodoro. Now, Pomodoro in Italian, it means tomato, but we are not talking about tomato here. Pomodoro is a really easy and effective and very famous technique. What this does is you have to set 25 minutes timer for your work. In this 25 minutes, it is really sacred. You cannot do anything else rather than only focusing in one task. And you will immerse yourself into that task in this 25-minute session. After the 25-minute session ends, you will get 5-minute breaks. After the 5-minute break, you will start another Pomodoro session. So what this Pomodoro session or what this technique does is that it helps your brain to get an understanding that this project or that work you are going to do is not that difficult. You don't have to sit 2 or 3 hours. If you think that you have to work 28 hours a day, then your brain will create more resistance because it will see that as a lot of work. But if you say that I'm going to only work for 25 minutes and then I will get a 5-minute coffee break, then your brain will get more motivated to do that work. So these were the 4 aspects of controlling our motivations. If we review them again, we can see that we have to increase the expectancy or the confidence we need to do the work. We have to increase the value or reward of the work or the experience of that work. If we increase the expectancy and the value, it will increase our motivation. And there are other 2 components. Impulsiveness, if we reduce the distractions we have through getting more organized, through managing or blocking websites that are distracting, and if we manage the delay of the work by reminding ourselves from time to time about our work, and if we use the Pomodoro technique, we will have increased our motivational level so high that doing that work becomes so much more easier. And if that resistance between you and doing that work becomes less, that means you won't procrastinate anymore further. So if you use this mind map or this model, if I say, I am really sure that you would have broken the shackles of procrastination and you will be more successful in your life. So thank you for staying with me for this really long presentation. I hope you have got something out of it, and try to remind yourself that you don't procrastinate. Use these tools. Thanks for watching.